Put down your baby and pick up a beer. Dad Jokes is back with a brand new episode. I'm Jerry, joined here by Brandon, and you're listening to the podcast of two dads going through the journey of fatherhood with all of you listening. Brandon, what is going on, my friend? How have you been?
It's still been a trying couple weeks. Bryce is, we'll get into it in a second, but Bryce is luckily just getting over a sickness, but as is life, as soon as that started happening, I feel like I start getting sick again. So shout out to Bryce. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody listening.
Well, Brandon, I saw something on Facebook today I thought was pretty funny. It said someone was asking, hey, can you guys hang out next week? And the lady says, she goes, no, my kids weren't sick this week, so they're going to for sure be sick next week. And I feel like that's the truth as a parent. If you have a good week, you're like, well, you know next week's not going to be that good week because there's no way you have back-to-back good weeks. So it's kind of funny.
Or you can guarantee
feel your
yourself
pain.
as soon as you go out somewhere with your kids, and then you can just count the days until they're going to start coughing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're going to a birthday party this weekend, so next week's going to be terrible for me, just so you know.
So we will stay away. We'll stay away from
Exactly, run away from me. So, Brandon, I have two dad jokes for you today. I think I'm going to go first, if you're okay.
Let's get it. I'm ready.
I have one
I
dad
feel confident
joke.
In mine.
I have one dad joke that I ran by Macy, and she did not like it. So I went with a backup one, but I want to see if you like the one that she didn't quite like. But I'll probably do that one second.
I guarantee this one sucks.
Oh, it probably does. But I'm gonna do the other ones first, okay? So this is the one that is kind of funny. Or at least according to my wife. So, Brandon, what do you call a cow in an earthquake?
A cow in an earthquake. I feel like I should know this. I think I say this every week. Cow in an earthquake. Milkshake.
Yep, milkshake. That one's pretty good. Yep. That was kind of there for the taking. No, this is the one that I think's funny, but she didn't get. So I think this is kind of funny, Brandon. So, I don't know. You read the news, right?
Is this a setup?
I'm just asking.
Yes,
yeah, we read the news, right? So I don't know if you saw, but recently the inventor of Velcro died. R.I.P. I thought that was hilarious. And she's like looking at me. And she's like, I don't get it. And then I told her, and she's like, oh.
That was actually funny.
I think that's funny. So, anyways,
that was my
original one. Yeah, that was my original one. The other one was my backup.
Your delivery was pretty good, too.
Okay. Well, I like it. So, anyways, Brandon, tell us what's been going on with Bryce. You alluded to the fact that he's been kind of getting over a sickness, which I know has been going on for a long time now. So, kind of what else has been going on with you guys?
We're going on like week 3, at least, of him being sick. But the beauty is, one frustrating thing when kids are sick and they do that hunger strike thing is, it is like frustrating. Like you know what they need. They are acting like they don't. And in my head, it's like, whatever, kid. When you actually get hungry, you're going to eat. That's not true. There were days where he barely ate. And we're like trying everything. We're bringing out like favorite meals, stuff like that. So luckily the last couple of days have been better. He slept through the night yesterday for the first time in legitimately like 3.5 weeks.
Oof.
So that's great. It's been timing out to where like I have like the first shift. He seems to wake up like an hour after my shift is over. So Kelsey's been having to bear the brunt of it. Which shout out to her. I try to get up when I hear him, but it's like my body has a clock, and when it's after like 2:30 and that kid's crying, I don't hear a thing. I'm like in my REM sleep. So,
well, I don't know about you, Brandon, but like if when you get a good stretch and you kind of get used to sleeping semi-normal again, and then they revert back, I don't know, it messes me up because it's like I used to get up multiple times a night and I kind of was functioning, but now like when Peyton wakes up at one time, I'm like I don't like it's like my body doesn't know how to handle it anymore.
Yeah, or he does this thing. It seems like this is more during my shift, but he like you get sleep anxious when you know your kid is potentially gonna wake up. So like he'll get he quote unquote get up. He'll be still be laying down, but he'll like yell like loud, and so you like I kind of like get up real quick, look at the monitor. He's still like laying down. So you like, is he gonna wake up? Is he not? And you like are sleeping in like this state of like anxiousness, or trying to go to sleep,
one eye open,
which is weird. Yeah. But last couple of days he's been eating, sleeping better. He's really gotten into. He's always been good at this, but he's into like independent play and independent reading. Like it's like the cutest thing you ever seen. Like the kid will go over, like grab one of his books. He likes to love every books with like the faces on it right now, like big time. And then he'll lay on the little rug we have backwards, like just lay on his back and hold the book up like he actually knows what he's doing. It's kind of crazy, which is fun. I mentioned last week, but brushing his teeth is like still one of his favorite things. Every time he knows the routine before he goes to bed. He walks into his bathroom basically and says teeth, which is fun. And then this part, and this may go under things my wife said, but I just happened to I was pulling a couple things up in research for our topic today, and I pulled up the Wonder Weeks app, and he was in the middle of his last leap.
Oh, join us! We're leap buddies right now because Peyton's in one too.
So, I hadn't really paid a ton of attention to it honestly in the last couple of months, and he so I just like I looked at it, I was like, Kelsey, you never believe this, and she got like teary eyed, called him over, gave him a hug. It's just like he's not a baby anymore. So we can file that under things my wife said. But it is a little weird to think about. Like we're done with Wonder Weeks, and now this league is like 5 weeks long.
You know what that means?
I don't know what it means, Jerry. Tell me.
It means it's time for number 2, Brandon. That's what it means.
Nah.
Yeah.
Not quite yet. We'll see. Well, who knows, Jerry? According to you, we could be having a kid before you guys do. So
maybe it's twins. Who knows?
That's not gonna happen. But yeah, he's in the middle of his last leap. It should be done by a little bit before February 21st, if I'm reading the calendar right. So, and after that, I'm deleting the app, never to be used again.
Bet.
What you guys been up to?
It's been a busy week. Obviously we're still unpacking and getting settled in, but a couple exciting things. Peyton started a gym and swim class she's doing with Macy, where basically it's a half an hour of play in like the gym with a bunch of toys, and there's like little obstacle courses and stuff, and then a half an hour in the pool. She asked.
You also could just bring her over to our basement.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we have all that except for the pool.
Well, she might like that better.
Is she interacting with the things at the gym?
Well,
part?
So the gym part she seemed to like. Macy said it took her a while to warm up, but then she started liking it. She was climbing on some of the obstacle course stuff. There's a lot of big like older kids that are running around like crazy, so I think she's doing some of the people watching thing, kid watching. But she seemed to really like the gym session. The pool session though, and it's been a while since she took her swim class. Apparently she hated it and was clinging to Macy for dear life. Until the very end when they did like I don't know if you guys have taken Bryce to swim class, but they like put the bath toys in like the pool and they like will reach for them.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah, so she likes that. She liked that from her original class. So hopefully she does better in the next coming weeks because she was pretty good in the water, but with it being winter here in Michigan, she hasn't gone in the water in a few months other than baths. And I guess she was not loving it. So, but that's exciting. It was week 1. She's going to be doing it for the next couple months. So that'll be exciting to see if she kind of grows as that goes on. Walking's still a journey for us. She can take, I think the other day she got to take like 20 steps, but she still will not do it unless she decides she wants to do it. If you try to stand that kid up or do anything, nope, not happening. And I feel like I've been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks. She's so independent when it comes to walking.
I felt the same for a while.
I don't know. In the basement, like we have a nice little setup now. She has her play kitchen, different things. And from time to time, she'll like be standing up, leaning on something, and then she'll just start walking to other things. But like you can't prompt her. You can't. It just happens. Today she walked when she saw Macy come home. She was like standing next to me, and then she walked like 5 steps to Macy. But it's just, I don't know. She walks on her knees everywhere if it's long distance, even though she can walk. So we'll progress with that. But this last week, she's actually been a decent amount cranky. She's got some teeth coming in, some molars and stuff. I think that might be playing to it. She's also in the middle of a leap. But she's been kind of cranky throughout the day. Like my dad and my stepmom came over the other day, and she was a little fussy when they were here. And basically, she's just been, I don't know, not quite as happy or as independent as she's been. She's a little bit more clingy and a little bit more cranky. But she's been good at night. Nothing too bad at night, which is solid. But those teeth are coming in, so she's got the red cheeks and the drool mark. You know how they get like the chapped cheeks and stuff. So definitely coming in. On other news, on our pregnancy, Macy hit 20 weeks, so we're halfway with baby number 2.
That is crazy to think about.
It's absolutely crazy.
You're not ready for
this.
It goes
quick. Oh no way. Funny, Brandon. We were at the store today, and one of our customers was buying a vehicle, and she had a little one running around, and she's like, I had 2 under 2. I said, oh, that's about to be me. And she goes, I'll pray for you. So I'm like, oh, great. She's like, no, she's like, it's great, but she's like, yeah, you can't be ready for this. I was like, oh, thanks. So that's exciting. And then the last thing is Macy, for a while now, because we finally got some snow in Michigan. It's been kind of a warmer winter, but Macy really wanted to take Peyton out in the snow, but she had no snow boots that fit her. So we got some snow boots. She couldn't find any at any store, so we had to order them from Amazon. So she got some snow boots and took her out the other day, and it lasted all about 1 minute because Peyton absolutely hated it. She apparently ripped off her gloves and then stuck her hand in the snow and proceeded to scream, and was not a fan at all. So I have a great picture for anyone who wants to see. Maybe I'll post it on social media stuff. But she did not like the snow, so that did not go over well. So we'll have to work on that. But it's been a good week. We're like I said, we're getting settled in. Macy's got some ideas for the nursery. We're getting Peyton in her room's pretty much settled there. Her play area in the basement's fun. As you know, Brandon, we put up a new TV for Dad, so I can watch that while she's playing. It's been good. So
you're setting up a nice little man cave down there.
Yes.
She seems like she's pretty much settled into the house.
Yeah, for sure.
By she, I mean Peyton.
Yeah, she likes she loves the basement. We got like like I said, we got there's space for her. It's carpeted. There's little there's little toy, like the bins that stack too, with a bunch of different toys in them. She can grab those. She loves her room. Her room's big. It's got her own bookshelf and a bunch of stuff in there. And then even she's liking everything. One thing she's doing that's hilarious, Brandon, is we brought her little Minnie Mouse chair by the couch in the living room. And this kid, she loves this chair. She's always loved this chair, but she used to like just to play on it. Now she likes to actually sit in it. But she will literally get in the chair, cross her legs, swing him over the side. So she's like her legs are over the one arm, her head's over the other arm, with her legs crossed, and like grab like a bottle and be like sipping on the bottle like she's sipping on a beer, chilling on the couch or something. It's hilarious. She does it all the time.
She's doing what she does.
She'll even put her hands like kind of like in her pants, like she's a dude, like guys do sometimes. I'm like, what are you doing? Like she's wearing like jeans or something, and she's got like one hand kind of like in the top of her waistband. I'm like, what are you doing, kid? She's a weirdo.
The better question is, how did Peyton's best friend Raja adjust to the new house?
Oh, she definitely had a tougher time with it. Did not know what was happening. She didn't poop for 3 days because she was so like,
God, that's the scariest thing.
Oh my gosh, it was freaking me out because I knew she was going to go in the house eventually. And I'm like, Raja, come on. Because this dog's regular. Like she goes multiple times a day and she wouldn't go. Finally, we got a lead, and I just like left her out there for 20 minutes. I mean, it wasn't a day when it wasn't that cold, and she finally went. But I was like, you need to go to the bathroom, dog. But she's finally warming up now. Although she's not allowed on the couch, Brandon, and yet because we have a new couch, she keeps sneaking downstairs. And I keep finding her on the couch, so I'm not a big fan of that.
About that.
I'm like, Raja.
She
has 2 dog beds, one in the room, one in the living room, but she's going on the actual couch. So
at one point, and I've basically stopped this because I just forget some mornings, but I would put like chairs on the. This is a messed up thing about these dogs. I'm gonna include my dog in this conversation. I know for a fact this dog knows he's not supposed to be on the couch because he is never
Uh-huh.
on the couch when I'm at home
Correct.
ever.
They
It
know.
doesn't
They
happen.
know.
And in fact, if like Kelsey leaves before me, if I walk out into our landing upstairs, he can hear me. He's already jumped on the couch and off the couch. As soon as he hears me, he's just standing in the middle of the room, like not moving, like scared that I'm gonna see him, and I see him every time. But if I turn my camera on, we have a camera that faces like our main living room. To a T every day, he's sitting on the couch in the exact same spot. It drives me nuts.
I was literally just talking to Macy about this today because I was like,
You're
when
not gonna
I'm
be able to do anything
home,
about it now.
well, when I'm home, she doesn't do it, or when she knows I'm home. But the second that it's grandma watching Peyton, or she thinks mom's just home, or nobody's home, yeah, she finds her way onto that couch. But when dad's home, like today, I was playing with Peyton in the basement for a long time, and she was upstairs. I'm like, that dog better not be on the couch. Went up there. Nope, she was on her dog bed. But I guarantee you, if it would have been Macy in the basement, that dog would be on that couch because she knows.
Won't even sniff the couch if dad's around.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy what they know, but anyway, she's acclimating and she's starting to like it better. So that's good. We're all acclimating and we're getting to the point where it definitely feels. It's weird how quickly, you move into a new house. I lived in my old house, for over 6 years, and I told Macy it was like day 2 or 3, and I just looked at her and I said, "Is it weird that this feels like our house already? It's only been like a couple days." She's like, "Yeah," but you adjust and you get used to it, and it becomes yours quickly. So. That is exciting. Hopefully, we're going to have a Super Bowl party, and we'll have everybody over, and they'll get to see the new...
That was passive-aggressive to the listeners.
What?
I haven't committed to going yet.
Oh, that's typical, though. For anyone listening, that's Brandon's move.
Jerry's eyeballing me.
That's Brandon's
What's
move.
my move?
But honestly, you know what? If Brandon doesn't show up a few years ago, I knew that they were pregnant because of how they were acting about events right around this time of year. It was Brandon started not showing up to stuff. That's exactly what happened.
That's not true at all.
It's super accurate. So Brandon, what piece of baby gear do you have this week?
So my piece of baby gear, and I was talking to Kelsey, and I was like, man, I feel like we almost have gotten like through all the. Now this is crazy because we're on episode like 69. And we bring up baby gear every week, and I'm like, I feel like I've run out of things to talk about with baby gear. And I started looking around. I was like, actually, I haven't. So one thing that we have been using literally every day, multiple times a day, is the Munchkin weighted straw cup. When Bryce transitioned away from bottles. This basically is a cup. You can get a couple different versions. We have one that has handles on both sides, but the other ones don't. Basically, you feed the straw through, and it has like a weight at the bottom of it that allows basically whatever way the cup is held, he can kind of get milk no matter how he's holding it. And I mean, these things work great. He uses them every single day, no issue. So if you're looking for a good cup, as you're transitioning away from Baba, and he still calls his cup Baba, so I guess this is Baba. But this is something that we highly recommend.
Well, Brent, let me ask you this: did he always kind of understand how to use a straw, or did you have to teach him? How was, because we struggle there.
So there's a couple things we did really early, and kudos to Kelsey for this. We started. And so we did 2 different things. One of them took and one of them didn't. So from like maybe 3-4 months in, we'd be using spoons and forks and stuff like that, little baby versions when we're feeding them. To try to the thought was we get him used to using it early, and then he would know how to use it going forward. That didn't take. Still can't use a spoon and a fork. Great. He's kind of getting the concept of it. Let me not like throw him completely under the bus, but it's not like where you would think it would be. But the cup with the straw, we started fairly early. She had and I'll have to come back next episode and update it. She had like an early cup that was specific for like about as young as you could like comfortably do it with the kid, and we would like give them like water and stuff like that through that. So never really was an issue. like early on, he kind of had to figure it out, but he kind of figured this is how stuff comes through. He sees mom and dad use it. We didn't have an issue, but I mean, we started about as early as we could.
Yeah, Peyton is okay with straws, but she's better with like the cups where you can kind of like use a straw and tilt it, you know, where like it kind of,
Yeah.
but like when you just have to like, she understands like she sees Macy drinking out of a straw because she's got like those Stanley cups and stuff, and she'll try to drink out of it all the time, but she doesn't like quite get how to like suck the water up through the straw completely, so she'll get frustrated sometimes. But she's doing better with
Have
it.
you tried
like,
different
yeah.
cups?
We have, and there's some that like I said, that we have the exact one you're talking about, and that one actually works kind of fine because she tilts it and can kind of make it like do both. But it's like when you just have like a normal type of straw, that's where she like struggles. And by normal, I don't mean like literally one from McDonald's. I mean, you know, like a rubbery one, but that's just like a kid straw, not like the weighted ones or in a cup where you can tilt it, you know, just like if you were to give her a sip of your drink or something. So she's not horrible at it. She's just not great with it. And she gets frustrated sometimes. So she still likes her other sippies where, you know, it's more like a traditional sippy cup than the ones with the straws in them.
Yeah, Bryce at this point barely. He really didn't use a ton of like quote unquote sippy cups. Really, it was mainly cups with straws to start. But yeah, between that cup and he has one other cool thing. I don't know the name of it, but you know how we like feed through pouches and things like that, or as a snack. They have like these pouch attachments, so you pop it on the top of the pouch, and it's like a soft nozzle almost, and they basically can just. Because some of those pouches, you can they can cut their lips on the edges of them and stuff like that. Like the not the actual nozzle, but the pouch itself. But it kind of protects them from it and lets them basically drink out of the pouch, which is pretty cool. And it's like the smallest little. His is like orange and purple, but it's something that's pretty cool.
I'll tell you what, Brandon, pouches are clutch, but and Peyton knows how to feed herself with a pouch. But I hate letting her do it by herself because when that kid's done or she gets tired of it, she'll just chuck that pouch. And then if you're on carpet or a nice rug, yeah, so it's like you almost got to like feed them like they can't do it even though they can because I'm terrified of like carrots or greenness getting all over my nice
Are you still trying to keep your house clean? You trying to keep crumbs?
Depends
crumbs
on where
away.
I'm at, but yeah, we have a white rug, not like completely white, it's white and gray, but that's where she likes to eat her pouch apparently. Even
You
though
better buy a steam cleaner, Gerald.
No kidding. But Brandon, my piece of baby
gear, Bissell's
exactly.
Cleaner.
Carpet cleaner, yeah.
Yeah.
My piece of baby gear today is a love-hate relationship, Brandon. This is something that Maisie bought.
Your baby gear is me?
Yeah, exactly. Maisie bought these for Peyton a while ago, and I think I talked to you about this in the past, but I don't think I went specifically over what they are. Basically, it's the Imagine Ink Magic Ink pictures. So it's the pictures where they have that special pens that quote unquote can't draw on anything. And I know we talked about this before.
This was like a piece of your baby gear that you like.
I don't think it was the baby gear, but it's. I talked about because Peyton loves the pen and she used to carry the pen around. Well, now she actually gets how to use it, which is kind of cool. Like today, she literally went over to her little craft area and was mad because I put it back in the corner trying to hide it from her, and she found it. She will literally grab these books and she'll color on them, and it's cool because like with this ink pen, it like makes the pictures turn into color versus black and white, and she actually understands it and likes to mess around with it. But this kid, just like you said, like Bryce likes to lay and lounge and read books, she likes that too, but she also likes to do that with art stuff. So this kid will be like laying, lounging with the picture in one hand and like coloring over her head and then like doing a somersault. So the pen's getting on everything and the picture. And I know it quote unquote can't draw on anything, but it stresses me out. Like today I was laying on the nugget couch and
hold on. So I'm thinking the end of this story is that it quote unquote can't draw anything, and you've seen like writing. It's not actually drawing on anything.
Well, this is what I was gonna get to. So I'm laying on the nugget couch, and she's got to be by Dad right now. Like she needs to be by Dad at all times. So she grabs her little picture and her marker, and she's like trying to like get close to me and color on her things. but then she's also like crawling on the nugget couch in between like coloring on the thing because I don't know, it's a jungle gym, right? Which I like that she likes it, but she's crawling with the open marker in her hand and it's getting on the nugget couch, and it's not like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like putting color on it, but it's definitely changing the shade of the nugget couch in those spots. So I don't know if that's bad, if it's just like, you know how like if you rub like a fabric,
you wipe your hand over it, does it go away?
Correct. No, not really, but I don't know if it's just because like, I don't know. I don't know if it's actually doing any damage or not. And it's fine because like she loves this thing to death, so I've just accepted it. But anyways, for people listening, if you are okay with it, not as stressed out as me, they are a cool way to get kids introduced to coloring and to art and stuff. And like I said, she actually really, really enjoys them and has for a while now. And they're cheap, and there's tons of them. There's Disney characters, there's Paw Patrol, you name it, they have them. And like I said, she thinks they're great. She wants to do it all the time. So you can't beat that.
If you potentially don't want to see your kid color on something and you can't see it, but you think you might be able to, you may not want to buy it.
Well, the other problem though, Brandon, but the other problem is that she thinks, you know what I mean? Like, cause those markers can't, but there's other markers that are in the house and crayons and stuff that can. So that's the hard part too. Like if they don't get, hey, these are bad ones, these are good ones. Yeah, that's my fear there.
Now you tied it all in. There you go. It took you 15 minutes to come up with that ending.
There we go.
Good job.
Oh, all right, Brandon. Well, on that note, let's get into today's topic. We did an episode a while back. I don't remember which episode it was, but a while back we talked about milestones, and we specifically were kind of talking about milestones in the first year of life for, your kid. But now both our kids are over a year, and that there's still some milestones. There's still some, things that they should be doing, and also things to look forward to, skills, both physical and cognitive. So we're going to go over those and talk about what you can look forward to between the years of kind of 1 and 2. So Brandon, I'll let you kick it off and start us off today.
So some things that you and I may have some overlap. There's some things that Bryce may have gotten to already that Peyton may not have. But I'm also going to look forward a little bit. So our list may be a little jumbled. But one thing that Bryce should be able to do before he hits the age of 2, that I'm excited. We just kind of talked about it, but eating with a spoon or eating with a fork. And what I mean by that is consistently and kind of him knowing what he's doing. I think now he can do it, and he might be shooting like, if he was a baseball player, he might be like close to Hall of Fame level. Like he's like 3 or 4 out of 10 times he may be able to get it the right way up to his mouth. But sometimes the end of it is in his mouth. Sometimes he's putting it in his mouth backwards, things like that. So it is something that, according to the CDC's website, by the age of 2, your child should be able to eat with a spoon. And that's one thing that I am definitely looking forward to. It'll make feeding time a little bit easier as well, in theory.
In theory, or maybe more messy. Who knows? But I've seen that too, Brandon. But another couple that they say kind of between 12 and 15 months. So this is stuff that Bryce has already experienced and Peyton's in the middle of right now. But one is they're able to give you hugs and understand what a hug is. And Peyton loves hugs right now. And I'll tell you, that is one of the coolest ones. Another one.
That's great.
Point to things or body parts. Today, Peyton got nose, ear, and belly all correct the first time. So I was excited because usually she can do them. But like today, it was the first try for all 3 and she got it. So that was cool. And then lastly, another thing they should do between 12 and 15 months is like simple instructions. So like if you're like, come here or take this or let me have that, they can kind of understand what you're saying. So all 3 of those things are between 12 and 15 months. Peyton actually does all 3 of those things right now. She's kind of been discovering. So right in that 12 to 15 months definitely was kind of when she started doing all this.
So the first 2, Bryce definitely can do. The quote unquote simple instructions. Does he know how to do it?
Yeah. Yes. Following it's one
Will
thing.
He do
Understanding
it?
Will he do it
all the time? No. That's no. That sometimes I feel like he's like some of the people that we work with. Because I call that kid's name 15 times. I know good and doggone well he hear me. And then he gonna finish doing what he gonna do. We're starting to see more personality come out of this.
There you
this
go.
little kid, and I'm telling you, I was just talking to my parents about this. We have a no spanking rule, and I'm not gonna do it. But boy, oh boy, if I ain't gonna think about it real hard in like probably 6 to 7 months, because I feel like the kid, I feel like he will look at you and he knows that he know what you're talking about. But I feel like I'm obviously exaggerating kind of, but part of me be thinking like he knows he can still get away with it, and it drives me nuts.
Oh, they do. I think I read something where they almost
crazy.
like try to test you to see what they can get away with at kind of the age that Bryce is at.
Tested.
Oh, Peyton today, she had one of those books where you can push the noises, you know, and she knows how to do it. She does it all the time. But then she like wanted me to do it for her and was basically throwing a temper tantrum because it wasn't playing the music when she like didn't want to push it or pushed it in the wrong spot. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing this for you. You can figure this out. You do it 100 times a day. So let's not play this game. But I think she just wanted to see if I'd do it for her. You know, they know.
So I'll tie a milestone into this, basically what we're talking about. Because at this point, Bryce can't outwardly say, like, I want that. But he absolutely 10 times, 15 times a day will point at something and whine. Exactly. And let you know that's what he wants. And if he doesn't get it, that whine turns into more of a cry. So that is something that you can definitely look at from a milestone perspective. I got a fun one, though.
Okay.
As you're looking at the milestones before they hit the age of 2, between 1 and 2, kicking a ball and throwing a ball overhand are two things that jumped out at me in the research. And if you look at, I think, both of our setups for our kids, we got all kinds of like hoops and goals and stuff like that. And he's at the point where he can dunk it. We've been working on kicking a lot, and it hasn't happened. Now, throwing a ball, that little kid's been able to throw a ball since he was like 6 or 7 months old. So that part we got down pat. But the number one thing I wanted, and this is gonna sound like classic dad, but he got some basketball hoops. He can dunk it. I want him to be like 2 or 3 feet back. I want to see nice solid form. I want to see him break his wrist, and I want to see the follow through.
Don't have Uncle Jerry teach him how to shoot.
You know what? You do break your wrist. You do, but it goes like your arm does this little weird jut out.
Like a Sean Marion type thing.
You definitely do. You definitely are a defensive specialist.
I like it. Kind of on the same token, because I agree with you on the throwing for sure. That and shooting that's pretty cool. Another one that jumped out to me that's both exciting and scary is they should be able to climb and like climb stairs and also climb on couches and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. But again, like I said, scary, and also jump. So I don't know why, but I think imagining Peyton or Bryce jump is just awesome to me. A little human being like jumping.
You won't have to imagine Bryce jumping the next
Can he
time
jump?
you see him.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a caveat. He jumps on like the couch.
Okay.
So like there's a little bit of a bounce back to a degree. He's not like, I haven't seen him jump off a like hard floor or anything like that.
Yeah, climbing, but yeah, they should be able to climb, which Peyton can already climb. She climbs on and off the couch, which, by the way, we have a pretty high couch, and her trying to get off the couch sometimes is hilarious. She, like, knows what to do, but then she sometimes is, like, fine, but sometimes she's, like, gets stuck there, and she's like, I'm dying. What am I supposed to do? So, but climbing the stairs one is the one that scares me some. So, yeah, I'm not ready for that one yet. She can do, like, a stair or two already, but she doesn't really venture higher than that, but I don't want that to happen because I found out this week that the baby gates that we use in the old house don't fit in the new house. So yay for that. So that's exciting, and also more money I'll get to spend somehow.
So from a climbing the stair perspective, and I think I may have told this story a couple of times. So Bryce has been climbing up the stairs pretty much since well into him crawling. So before he could walk. So call it around a year old. And it was always with supervision. There was one specific time I can remember where Kelsey and I both looked, and he was like 1 year old. We both looked around. realized the baby gate was open, and said, "Where's Bryce?" And the boy was upstairs, looking down at me. If you want to talk about, like, she's probably gonna be mad I told this story. We want to talk about the scariest feeling you've ever had. Like, all kinds of scenarios running through my head, and he's just like having the time of his life. So every day, I like he climbs up the stairs on his own. Now this is crawling. My parents have a landing with like a couple steps down, so he can walk down a step and climb up a step as well. This kind of like a cheat code because he's been just dealing with that his entire life so far. But walking down the stairs is a problem because he wants to walk down the stairs. I have to show him to scoot down basically. So, yeah, there's that's never gonna, not never, but that's not happening anytime soon. But we're kind of looking forward to it. So my next milestone that I'm looking forward to is saying like a cohesive sentence, like a 4-word sentence. They say 2 to 4 words. If I'm like fudging the numbers a little bit, I really feel like he can say like 2 words at the same time. It's pretty, like he says bye dad, hi mom, a bunch of different stuff. He can also, another milestone is like pointing at things like Jerry said, body parts, or you can ask him like, where's the giraffe? And he points at his giraffe or points at a picture of a giraffe. So starting to recognize specific things and point them out is something that's a milestone around this time as well. But he's at the point where you know what he's trying to say. He just doesn't know how to say it yet. I'm really excited to see him be able to kind of string a couple of those words together, so we understand what he's saying.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Another one I'm excited for is beginning to sort shapes and colors. So like you put the blue ones together, the red ones together, the squares, the triangles. That's pretty cool. We've been going over colors a lot with Peyton, and I don't know how much dividends is Peyton yet, but I can. She's at the stage where I can tell she's understanding that I'm trying to teach her something at least. So I'm excited to see how quickly she can learn that, or at least understand, what the different colors are. Like you said, you say point to the blue one, and she'll point to the blue one. She has like those circles that sit on like the pyramid thing, that you stack and stuff like that. And so, I always be like, this is the blue one. She was playing with her grandma with that today. But that's one that I'm excited for. And then another one that she already does, but she doesn't do correctly is, they say that they can shake their head yes and no. Everything to Peyton is no, and she loves to do it.
Good.
So
I
you'll
hope she
like
keeps that attitude.
So you'll be like, Peyton, do you like Uncle Brandon? And she'll just shake her head no to every question. No matter what you ask her, she will always say
Except
no.
for that one.
And it's super cute, but she does it all the time. It's pretty funny. She doesn't shake her head yes yet, but she says no to everything. The other thing she does too, Brandon, and this is not a skill, but this is something that she started doing this last week, she shrugs. Like, just randomly. Now she just shrugs. Like, I don't know why. Like, she'll just randomly look at you and just shrug. And you'll be like, okay. Like, when did that start? Like, I don't know.
That is super cute.
It's just funny. But I'm excited for her to understand the difference between no and yes. I've been working really hard on yes, like shaking my head yes to everything. But she's still just, nope. I'll be like, do you want food? And she'll be like, nope, and then reach out for the food. So she's not quite understanding the head shaking of no. I think she must have just picked that up from mom or dad and just thinks it's cool to do now. Yeah.
A cool thing on the color side that you kind of notice it if you pay attention to some of the toys that you get for your kids, but the toys intentionally have stages, a lot of them. So you may have like stage 1 where it's just like get whatever ball in the hole. But a lot of them will be color coordinated. So you might have a toy that comes with, I'm speaking generically, but it'll come with 3 different color balls and then have 3 different color holes. And that's been a way. Bryce has a few different toys like that we've been trying to, as we play with him, get him to recognize not only first step is getting the ball in the hole, but the other step is getting the right color ball in the right color hole. And I guess as you're buying toys and things like that for your kids, see if that may just be like an added bonus for some of the ones that you see. A couple other things, and I'll speak specifically to like the social and emotional skills. The reference on this one is WebMD. everyone's favorite website if you have a hangnail or something like that, and they tell you that you're about to
Die.
die. But before the age of 2, child may copy others. Bryce is definitely doing that. Get excited around other kids. I think we could have said that we've seen that prior to age of 1 almost. Show growing independence. I think that's a little bit more kid, like it depends on is kid to kid, but we've seen that as well. Show increasing defiance. I have 1,000% seen this in the last like 2 or 3 weeks. It is. I mean, I don't have to go back over it, but I've absolutely seen that. And then be more aware of themselves as separate from others. That's something that I guess I need to pay a little bit more attention to. I haven't completely noticed that. But that also could be we haven't put him in a ton of different like social settings other than his normal mom, dad, and grandparents.
Yeah, those are good ones, Brandon. A couple others on whattoexpect.com. Talking about social is that obviously temper tantrums, preferring certain people and toys, testing responses, and then the one that I might be most excited about everything we've gone over is starts to play with others. I think that is going to be super exciting. Like instead of just parallel play where they're playing like next to someone, like actually interacting with them. Because obviously Peyton has lots of friends close in age and then also cousins. And so I've kind of seen her a little bit like interested when other kids are playing near her, but I think it's more of just like an interest and kind of watching. But like when she actually starts to like play with them, that's going to be exciting. And my nephews too, and I've seen him definitely do that. So I'm excited for that stage because I think it'll be cool. Like if Bryce and Peyton are by each other and they're like playing together instead of just both there playing. I started
to see it for the first time with those two specifically a little bit more towards the end of the last time they hung out together. Like they were, you might not call it playing, but most of the time, like one or both of them is just kind of playing around each other, like you mentioned, but they basically were sharing like the same toy and passing it back and forth to each other. Now they weren't really doing anything with it, but they were acknowledging each other's presence and kind of passing that toy back and forth. So that's what, and obviously Peyton's a couple months in age behind Bryce. I definitely saw a huge uptick in that the last time we really had him around other kids.
Yeah, that's fun. That's gonna be exciting.
It's like you're literally watching it. It almost got emotional like around Christmas time because we spent a lot of time with other kids and he was going out and trying to be in the mix and standing in there with everyone and he was trying to get involved even if they weighed like 60 pounds more than he did. So it's fun and scary at the same time because you can kind of almost see their future when you look at that.
It is. Well, it's also cool too because if you have like friends or siblings with like a little bit older kids and they get to the age where it's fun to play with them, you can kind of like let them play and also feel comfortable because like the older kids know what they're doing to a degree. Like I've seen I've seen my nieces and nephews do that with their younger cousins and they'll like almost take them under their wing but like they got to be a certain age before they'll do that. Otherwise it's just, like I have a couple nieces that will like watch Peyton because they think she's super cute and like want to, but they're, you know what I mean? They're not actually playing with her, So I'm excited for that because I think it'll be cool her running around playing with them and you don't have to like be watching them 24/7 because the other kids are going to be there and not let her do anything completely stupid.
Yeah. Plus, if you keep having kids, you can just have a bunch of other kids for your daughter to play with.
Well, I got to have girls, Brandon. That's the only reason we had another one is because you guys have so many boys around us that someone's got to create a friend for Peyton.
You gonna even it up for the entire friend group?
I got a long way to go for that, but we're the only ones with girls, so we doubled down. At least there's 2 now.
Perfect. Somebody had to do it.
Exactly. Well, Brandon, like we talked about, there's lots of good things between the age of 1 and 2. It's been fun already for us. It's only been a couple months, but this has definitely been a fun age. I'm excited to see all the things she learns. I'm excited to talk about it on this podcast with everyone listening as she grows and hearing about what Bryce is going through. It's always been nice for us because Bryce being a few months ahead, I can kind of always hear what we have to look forward to. And it's just exciting. It's an exciting time period. So 1 to 2, lots of growth, lots of things to look forward to. Good websites. Brandon mentioned, the CDC has Milestones. Also, what to expect. I referenced them. There's another one. I think it's called
I use
pregnancy-birthbaby.org.
UNICEF as well.
Okay. Yep. So if you're looking for some, those are some good sites to look at. Also, some of the apps have. You mentioned the Wonder Weeks app. They have different skills that you should be going through as you're going through ages. So lots of sources out there to kind of make sure your kid's on track, and also just to know as a parent what to look out for. Because sometimes you're not even looking out for it, and then you're like, oh yeah, I think she did do that. So good tips there. But Brandon, let's hear a dad joke today. I gave you 2, so you need a good one to kind of combat my 2 different dad jokes.
Well, you had a good one. Okay, but Jerry, I'm a big fan of sushi. One of my favorite, if it's a food groups, but types of food. I don't know why you're making that face. I love sushi.
No, you do. But I think I did a sushi joke before, so I'm just waiting for this. I'm just waiting for it. I don't know. I'm just waiting.
Do you know what sushi joke you did?
Because I love sushi, so I saw it and I remember thinking, "Oh, I'll do that joke." So let's find out.
I about guarantee you did this joke then, because there's not many sushi jokes out there. I almost don't want to say it now.
I might not have.
What did sushi A say to sushi B?
I don't think I did this one. I actually don't. I don't know.
Wasabi.
Oh.
Wasabi.
Yeah, I don't think I did that one. I think I've seen that one, but I didn't do that one. I did do a sushi joke, but I don't remember what it was. I don't
remember your sushi joke.
I didn't want sushi now, though, so thanks for bringing that up.
We need to create a Google sheet with all of our jokes, so we can just control F like keywords and see if we've ever done it before.
We really do need to go back and reference them. And we need to also have I thought you were going to say we really need to have some sushi. I was like, yeah, let's do that. But it's not quite where you went with it.
We can grab sushi. We got a sushi restaurant right by our job.
We should do that.
It's actually pretty good.
We should do that tomorrow, honestly. Oh, tomorrow we should do that because we got a meeting together right around lunchtime. We'll just solve the world's problems. All right. But anyways, for all of you, if this is your first time listening to us, please go back, listen to some other episodes, and follow us going forward. If you've been a long-time listener, thank you. If you haven't already, like us on social media. Tell your friends about us. Give us ideas. We love hearing from each and every single one of you.
We got a special episode coming up next week, too.
We do. We got a top 10 episode, Brandon, which is some of our favorites. If you haven't heard them before, it's great. We do actually top 5s, but Brandon's 5 and my 5 make top 10 of some different topics. We've done Disney songs, best kid movies, kid TV shows, things we're excited about as a dad. I mean, we've done lots of top 5s.
Best sushi rolls next week. Who knows? After lunch tomorrow.
That's not a bad one to do either. But we'll have to see. But yes, definitely tune in for our 70th episode. Man, that's crazy to say. Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell a quick story because we were moving. I was going through a bunch of stuff and I found an old notebook and I wanted to go through it to see if there's anything important in it because it was actually a work notebook. But sometimes I use my work notebook with like personal stuff too, and I found some notes from our first few original shows. It was kind of crazy from a couple years ago, like ideas and notes written down. So it was kind of funny. I actually
what's even crazy is that you hand wrote it.
Oh yeah,
I got everything in a Microsoft OneNote folder called Dad Jokes, and so I can literally give you my
that's awesome.
My first notes.
No, mine were handwritten on random pages in a little day planner.
That is so Jerry. If you guys know Jerry.
But until next time,
searchable notes.
You've been listening to Brandon and his computer, Jerry and his handwritten notes, and you've been listening to Dad Jokes.